Hi, universe darlings. What was that? Am I going through puberty again? Hi, universe darlings. Welcome back. This is going to be a full moon video. Having some tea because my stomach has been feeling a little bit upset all evening. So I'm going to use 3 decks again. The regular 3 decks I always use. The confusing French one, the black and white one, and my favorite one. So, sorry I didn't do the new moon. I think the moon has been looking very, I'm gonna shuffle while I talk, but the new moon has been looking very eerie lately. It's been like a U, you know, probably because I'm in Florida, so I see it as a U. Since I'm closer to the equator. And it just looks very dark yellow and eerie. Like there's something about the moon, like it's telling you something's coming. So let's look into it. This is not going to be a regular full moon. It's going to happen on January 21st at 12:16 in the morning and midnight Eastern time, or 4:16 UTC time. And it's a super wolf blood moon. So it's not only a super moon, a wolf moon, which a wolf moon is just a name natives used for the full moon in January. So there's different names, like how I said beaver moon and harvest moon for the months of, I think, October, November. So they're just derived names. It has no significance, really. But it's a super moon and a blood moon, so a super blood wolf moon. Meaning the full moon happens when also once a month the Earth is closest to the moon, giving it that reddish hue, resemblance in the night sky, and spiritualists say it has some meaning beyond even that. So let us see what that would mean. What would a super blood wolf moon mean in your case? So I'm going to pick a card. Oh, the table has like little inlets this way. I should have faced it that way, because when I shuffle the cards, they kind of fall in the table anyway. So I'm just going to do like last time, 3 cards in a 3 card pile, so 3 by 3, with each type of card deck. Alright, so let's set that aside. I'm really curious now, and I think it was meant to be that I didn't do a reading until the new moon. I mean the full moon. I missed the new moon because I was busy. January and probably February are usually always my busiest months because they're always the slowest months. So, yeah. Alright. What is going on with this full moon? I guess I'm just going to look into what's going to happen with you, as with any new or full moon reading. Alright. I have a P.O. box. If anyone wants to send me a deck of tarot cards, that would be highly appreciated. Just pick one that you feel like would draw you in, I guess. Tarot cards are expensive, okay? There's some nice ones, but they are a lot of money, so typically. But the more you pay, the better they are. Okay, let's see here. I also have a PayPal, paypal.me/Tony Bomboni. Okay, that's if you want to tip me for my work here. All right, so what do we have here? Okay, so I'm going to show you all 3 cards now, and I'm going to separate them and make them unique in their own way, and you pick what draws you in. So here are all 3 cards. Pause the video and pick whatever pulls you in. Card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, oh, I guess the dog bark has chosen. Okay, I'm spilling a lot of things lately, like, oh, I forgot the viewfinder. I'm so clumsy. Like, the first thing I wake up, the first thing I usually do is change the doggy bowl, the dog water, and oh my gosh, I spilled it all over the kitchen floor this morning, and now I'm spilling my tea. Usually is a good sign, though. Okay, so let's pick card number 1. The Lovers in reverse. Valet de Denier in reverse. 9 of Wands in reverse. That fridge is always making the loudest sound when I'm trying to film a video. I guess when you take a step aside to analyze what's going on, you will realize that everything will be ultimately okay, and you're not in this alone. I just did a cameo for someone earlier who was dealing with depression, and one of the main things I said was, you're not alone, and if you want to book me for Cameo, it's on Cameo app, and you just look me up, Tony Bomboni, and you'll find me. I usually have the link in the description. But if you want advice, I can give it to you for that, 20 bucks, you know. And I just go into detail about how it's gonna be okay and all this stuff. So I feel that same kind of energy. Like right now you're having struggle in everything, like in little bits in every category of your life. You're struggling with your love life, you're struggling with finances, you're struggling with your inner demons, and you're just trying to figure everything out at this time. It does remind me that a full moon is usually a very negatively upbringing time for a lot of people, so this might bring up some hidden frustrations that were once there before. This might bring up an awareness of something that you didn't want to face in your past, and you're going to have to face these challenges now. It's the beginning of 2019, and it's a new cycle and a new phase, so it being the first full moon and then the most intense of the next, like, one of the most intense for the next, like, what, 30 years or something? So it's just a mass upbringing of, okay, now it's due. Like how you have a homework assignment due, that's kind of how it is. Like January 21st, it's due. You're going to have to start this project. You're going to have to start working on X, Y, and Z, and especially what is struggling you and bothering you. So most important of all, I'm seeing love life and finances, but also your inner, I'm going to flip this up right so you can see it properly, but it's in reverse, your inner battles. By the way, if these lights look whacked, this one totally does not work anymore. One of the strand lights, totally random, has nothing to do with this, I'm sorry, but I pulled it too hard while trying to adjust my whole setup here, and so, yeah. Pretty sad that happened. This tells me most of all, though, that you're not going to continue struggling with this, that you're going to figure your stuff out by 22nd of February, you know, a month after, when the full moon cycle is over. Which would be well into February. So you have to kind of realize what is wrong with each category of your life and how you can improve it. So you can only tackle things one step at a time, realistically. You can't try to focus and balance on this and that, and reminds you of those TV shows of drama characters of trying to keep up with separate parts of their lives, and it all ends up collapsing into a mess because they're trying to focus on one thing at a time, but they're trying to do that 4 times, if that makes sense. I mentioned this before, but I keep thinking of that reference to how you tame the lion, and you tame it using a stool, because a stool has 4 legs, and it's trying to focus on one leg at a time, but it can't because there's 4. So that's you in this scenario. You're trying, in this case 9, I mean, you're literally, these are like your 9 inner demons, like jealousy, anger, resentment, bitterness, frustration, impatience, lust, greed, hunger, and I don't know, restlessness. I'm just making things up. Like there, I listed 9 right there that you could probably work on, you know? Not saying that's all 9, but I'm just giving you 9 examples of things someone could probably work on. Okay? So you need to write that down, figure that out, what's bothering you, what's eating at you, and how that's affecting not only your finances, but also your love life, because they say that relationships suffer and most divorce happens from a lack of finances. Unfortunately, it's very sad that we live in a world, especially in the United States, where everything is so dependent on money, and it's kind of a materialistic world here compared to other countries. But that is fact. So maybe if that doesn't make you happy anymore, then you need to figure out, okay, my money problems don't define me, so how can I work on myself to ensure that money problems don't affect my happiness and bother me, if that makes sense. Or it's okay that I don't have the perfect relationship that's Instagram ready, like some people portray their fake miserable lives to be online. That's not you in this case. So you analyze your life and look at how you can work on work on things to make you feel good inside, instead of just like comparing what other people are up to, because people nowadays are going 100 miles a minute. You can't even keep up with what they're going up to. They're just, many of them, lost in their own little realms, their own little lives, and their own little universes, and they think the mass audiences want that, but really it's like hypnotizing them and distracting them from their true purpose. So be mindful of what you're trying to give out there and the message you're trying to come across. Okay, that's what you need to work on for yourself during this cycle time. I think that made sense. Okay, nothing bad, it's just positive reflection. Okay, card deck number 2. We have the Hierophant, Lemite in reverse, 5 Swords in reverse. Wow, 5-5. I'm having some green tea with mango. Usually calms my upset stomach. It's like my middle left side. I wonder what organ that would be. Maybe my stomach. But here it is, the Hierophant. L'Ermite in reverse, the Hermit, Ermagerd, and 5 of Swords. Okay. So, reflection, analysis, downtime, wisdom, old age, seeing through the bull of reality. You're kind of having you're going to have like a awakening, a spiritual awakening moment. Everything's going to be clear. Everything's going to come to life. You're going to see the colors. I was thinking the other day, like 2 days ago, it was very dark, dull, and gloomy outside the whole day, like rainy kind of weather. It looked like, even though it didn't rain, you know how it like struggles the weather, and it looks like it's going to rain, but it's not. Anyway, everything looked dull and gray and boring. And then the next day it was so sunny, so beautiful. Like the weather warmed up as well. It was really cold the day before, like 50 degrees, and then it was like 75 degrees. And all of a sudden, like, it's like all the leaves, all the grass and flowers all of a sudden appeared more vibrant, like saturated. And that's kind of how I'm seeing you through this moon. Like, you're going to feel your true self come to life, and you're going to feel like that inner wolf we're talking about earlier is coming through. Okay, come through, Hante. I'm seeing the symbol of protection here in your center and the heart chakra and the elephants on the sides. Kind of like guides. You're going to come into awareness, and the cow there in the middle. You see the cow? It's hard to see, but you see messages all throughout. That's kind of how you're going to be like. You're going to see signs, symbols, and messages and things other people cannot see but yourself. Again, another symbol of protection right in the corner there, confirming what I just saw. I'm just looking at what sticks out to me. Flowers, I'm just seeing everything bloom. The swords, you're able to cut through the bowl, see things for what it is, literally the bowl. And this card is so beautiful, the Hierophant, because it intertwines within each other, and it creates different shapes within each other. And there's different, like on the back of this card. I never usually show the back of the card. That symbol, that's a symbol of protection. It's intertwined in this card in lines and shapes and formations. And coincidentally, the sword is also on the back here as well. I think they show all four signs. The batons, the coins, the cups, and the sword, yeah. They show it like four hands intertwining within each other. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. First time I'm also showing the back of the card for this message, but that's kind of what I'm seeing. Like, all of those features will come to life, and you will have this awareness, and you'll just be like, huh. You'll just keep it to yourself, but you'll just be like, huh. You'll have such an understanding. Whatever that may mean to you, it's going to just explode and exuberate out of you. So the Hermit's usually about reflection, taking time off to think and analyze situations, but in this case, you're going to use that power and that ability to analyze not only yourself, but the world around you, and you're going to see it for what it is, and you're just going to feel its energies. You're just going to feel the moment come to life at that time during the full moon cycle, okay? You're just going to feel a lot, and you realize how much you have achieved through this sensation. You will realize all of the blessings in your life. You'll realize what you have to look forward to, what you have to be grateful about. You'll realize ultimately everything will be okay at the end of the day. You have just such this positive, affirming outlook on yourself, on life at this time. And I don't know what it is, but there was this one post I saw. This girl wrote down how she was feeling every day of the year, and she looked back on it at the end of the year. And she noticed there was like some parts where it was like a week in a row where she felt like really good. So that's kind of the cycle you're going to have. You're going to have like where you felt like really amazing, and you just can't explain where it comes from. So that feeling will naturally bring about certain blessings in your life. So I feel like you're going to go through that shift during this full moon. So that's what I'm seeing. You're somehow going to have a greater wisdom, a greater awareness. I've been listening to a lot of Dolores Cannon lately. She passed away recently, but she mentions that in 2003, a lot of people got ill and sick, and because of the vibrations that were raising. And actually, my mom was diagnosed with pre-cancer that year, and I had a horrible stomach virus that almost killed me that year. So, and it was like undiagnosed. They didn't know what it was. So, a lot of people were also receiving ailments that were undiagnosable, and doctors were just saying, "Oh, get some rest. You know, something's going on. We're going through a shift or something." And many people felt that, and I didn't realize that until now. Like, wow, your DNA, your code changes with time, with how the vibration of the earth is. And if 2003 is no longer like 2001 or 2, or even before that. So we're constantly changing and shifting, and this is going to have to be a shifting, momentous moment for you, and it's going to raise your vibrations for sure. So that's what I'm seeing at this current time. This full moon is working for you. Not against you, for sure. Alright, cards 3. The 5 of Cups in reverse. Cavaliere de Cope in reverse. And was it? Yeah, and 6 of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting. You'll feel like you lost something, but then you ended up gaining anyway. It's like it comes back. Or you more had to give up something for something else to come through. That's what I'm seeing. And you were really sad at giving it up. Look at this. Both of them confirm it. The cups. That's the main focus of this message. You spilled over the cup. You gave it up. You gave it away. You're looking at it. You're dumping it away. You're sad. You're restless. You wish it would have brought you something more, but then it comes. Boom. Your reward. You've had to reflect a lot during this time, and you've had to see what you needed to get rid of that no longer serves you, okay? Whether cleaning house, whether getting rid of belongings that you held on to and were attached. I'm seeing a lot of earth energy here, but also you are surrounded by just such good luck and good fortune somehow. Whether you believe it or not, it just somehow comes your way. And I'm seeing the yellow of the cup that you're holding, but also the ground you step on. It's like everywhere you go and everything you touch and everything that, it's even on your clothes, it's even on your horse, your vehicle through life that takes you everywhere. Your guardian angels, I mean, they're there protecting and guiding you. See how you're upset, but there's some butterfly here next to you, protecting you. They're always there with you when you feel upset and down, when you need them. The water pouring out emotions. But then when you get rid of that, the toxin within you, that it just comes. Whether you asked or not, it just comes. This says raise in money or salary, but it can just mean anything that you desire at this time, you know? It doesn't have to always be about money, but there's a fine balance. He's holding the scales. There's a fine balance in balancing your cups. You know, you don't have to always have all the cups full, you know? They say God wants us always, all our cups to be full. But sometimes some things just no longer serve us anymore, make us unhappy. Why do you always have to feel overly satisfied? You know, someone said this, I forgot who, but someone said, you cannot always feel good and always feel happy and always feel satisfied. Otherwise, you'd be dead. You don't need to be here anymore. God would, take you from this earth because you're perfect, you know? We're here because we're not perfect. We're here to learn lessons. So you felt like it was not your time for something and you needed to take time off from it, or you just need to let it go in its entirety. And this was toxic for you. You're holding it on and you finally released it. And then that releasing ended up bringing you what you want anyway. Like, your cups are full anyway. It's like, no matter what you do, it's like a never end. Like, if I were to spill this cup of tea right now and it automatically refilled itself with something else more big and beautiful and exciting, then that's you in this situation, okay? It's just magical. You somehow attract it. You somehow bring this good luck and good fortune to you at this time. And you can't explain it, but it makes you feel energetic. It makes you feel like getting up in the morning again. It makes you feel like doing your daily tasks, and you feel so rewarded and proud of yourself, and you should be, because you did the right thing to focus on you rather than the situation at hand. Because so many times people get clouded in what's going on, like, oh my God, I'm getting bad grades, oh my God, example, like my uncle passed away, oh my God, and all this is happening all at once in my life, and someone made fun of me today, oh my God, and then I I dropped all my groceries in front of everyone. I felt so embarrassed, and I cried and ran home. You know, we're so focused on our daily lives and what goes wrong, and then we take that to heart and we're not, it's like we define our happiness on what's going on, but really we should feel, to achieve the perfection of and beauty of life is to feel content, not overly emotional, not overly excited, not overly happy, but just content in the middle. Your state of nirvana, where you feel calm and collected through any regarded situation. So that's kind of what you were analyzing and working on at this time, and you finally let it go, and you finally come to your being, your truth, yourself. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. Very nice messages here. Wow, these are working wonderfully. Thank you guys so much. Please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I really would appreciate it. And let me know what you think. All right, poops, universe darlings. Bye. Almost called you poopsies.